All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Rule and Teach Well, and a hearty shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, your brother Karad is out back with another lesson. All right, Lord will, this may be edifying to the elect, okay? All right, so the title of this lesson is called The Mark, and I don't mean the MOTB or the C-HIP, okay? I mean the goal, okay? The end point of what it is that we are working for and fighting towards, okay? All right, and we are all fighting for and working towards salvation at the end of the day, man, and that's what our goal is, all right? So let me go ahead and read this. This is let me go here first. All right, so this is Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have appertained, but this one thing I do, forgetting things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. And what's before us, man? All right, salvation. All right, the destruction of America. All right, the destruction of 2/3 of our people, the destruction of the heathen. All right, the crowns that the Lord is going to put on the heads of the elect men. All right, the marriage supper, which we're going to read about in Matthew the 26th chapter, man, which you as a man of the Lord, all right, should want to be a part of, man. That is the goal, okay? That is the end point. That is what it is that you should be striving for, okay? So I just looked up in regards to things that are before us, man. People have carnal goals, all right, instead of like an example of making it to a sporting league, all right, at the top tier in America of a sporting league. Example given the NFL or the NBA, all right. That's where most of Jake's mindset is, all right, or getting the bag or becoming a rapper, all right, or getting their mother out of the projects. Those things, all right, those are goals for Jake. Those are certs on a carnal level. Those are the mark, all right, for Jake, okay. They want to get the bag, those things. But we as spiritual men, all right, our mindset is on the things of the Lord. I was able to read this yesterday or the day before at camp, and the Lord has allowed me to bring it out again today in Philippians. But I'm gonna grab this right quick. This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 1. If ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh. All right, and we know that the Lord Yahweh is coming to reign in this kingdom that's coming up next. That's for the Israelites, okay? And that's where you want your mind to be, the things that's going to be where the Lord is going to be reigning next, not where some so-called white man is reigning, all right? It says here, verse 2, set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. All right, and this is easier said than done because all we do is see the things that's before us on this earth, and we don't see no things that's we don't see anything that's spiritual or on the right hand of Yahweh where Yahweh Shai is sitting. But we have to think about these things. We have to meditate on things like that. We have to think about what it is that the Lord's going to give us, what it is that the Lord may have for us, okay? Because it's going to be beyond what it is that we could imagine that the Lord has for us, right? So let me get your precept. I gotta find it. All right, this is First Corinthians chapter 1, chapter 2, verse 9. It says, "But as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of men the things which Yahweh hath prepared for them that love Him." All right, so the things that we have coming unto us, right? We can't imagine what they are, but we can only imagine what it is that we're going to receive. This is how you set your mind on things that's above, right? You meditate on the things that you could possibly get, right? But the Lord's going to have for us greater than what our imaginations could fathom forth. Okay, so set your mind on things that's above, right? One of the disciples that got persecuted and put to death for the Lord, right? If you go into the martyrdoms of the disciples, one of them was saying, I can't remember who. I got it on my phone as but sometimes it doesn't come up, right? It says it doesn't come up all the time, but when it does, it only stays there for a second. But basically, he was saying to forsake this temporal world, man. These things here that's in this world that we live in are temporary, man. Whether it be having the money, the women, the relationship, the cars, the clothes, the houses, all these things are temporary, and you see that day in and day out on your experience, whether you're living it or you have seen a third person. Okay. But the things that the Lord has for us is forever, permanent, temporary, not temporary, permanent, eternal. Okay. All right. So going back to Philippians 3 and 14, starting at 14 again. All right. We're reading 14. It says, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. All right. So that word mark, okay. All right. The word is scopios. All right. It says the distant mark looked at the goal or the end one has in view. All right. And what should your end be that you have in view? All right. This is what my end is that I have in view, man. Okay. Let me read this. All right. So Paul was pressing toward that high mark, okay, that the Lord has set forth, as well as the other disciples or apostles of the Lord, as men that you in the same like mindset as you see men that are pressing towards that mark right now, right? That salvation, that deliverance, okay. This is something that I look forward to, and Lord will, I'm able to receive this, okay, for the things that the Lord has allowed me to do for His name's sake, okay. This is Matthew chapter 26 and verse 29. It says here, but I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, which again is wine, all right, until the day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. So you should want to be at that point where the Lord is drinking wine with you again, all right, or drinking wine with you in the kingdom of Yahweh, man. That should be your end goal. That should be where your mind is. That's where it should be your end view. Okay, I'm gonna read this again. All right, it says in the word scopos. All right, the distant mark looked at, and we haven't imagined. We can imagine what this is in our minds. Okay, what Matthew 26 to 29 is saying in our minds, right? And brothers have done beautiful drawings of this before, where the marriage supper is happening, where the Lord is raising cups with men that have endured unto the end. All right. And everybody drinking the wine that the Lord has set out for them. All right. I imagine it with a cup embroidered in gold, with all precious diamonds and jewels. All right, jewels that tiger eye, because that's one of my favorite stones. Okay, with all in the cup or outside the cup, or the cup could be made with tiger eye. Okay, all right. These things we have to imagine, because the Lord has these things set up, and that's how. That's the thing that I think about when I think about this precept. My cup that the Lord has set for me, with the wine that I want to drink, or the wine that the Lord has to drink for me, with me, out of the cup that I want. Okay, and it got my name on it. All right, whatever my Hebrew name may be in the kingdom, if it's different from the Hebrew name that the Lord has allowed me to have now, which is Karadazah. All right, and the stone of the tribe that I'm from. All right, I believe that I'm a Judite, but I could be of a different tribe. Okay, so the Lord knows all these things, but the Lord is the one that can and will have these things set up for you in the kingdom. But this is where your mind has to be. This has to be your end goal. This has to be your mark. Okay. So again, it says the distant mark looked at, the goal or end one has in view. So you have to have this in view. You have to have this in view. And if you have this in view, you're going to work towards that goal that you have in mind, because you have it in view. You have this, and you're breaking down the steps to get there. Okay. And part of the steps to get there is to actually forsake this world. All right. And it's to deny yourself. Let me see if I can find that right quick. And it's easier said than done. All right. This is Matthew 6:16-24. It says, then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, all right, coming after the Lord means to follow after him, and also to receive the things that the Lord has received, all right, which is to sit on the right hand of Yahweh, right? Let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me, all right? So endure the things that you got to endure for the kingdom, all right? Endure the sufferings, the losses that you may have to take. Jake sacrifices a lot in this world for things that are going to be destroyed, but we can sacrifice the things of this world for the things that we're going to get that are forever. Okay. All right. Let me read second Esdras right quick, because this is what it is that we're going to receive. Right. We're going to receive these crowns from the Lord. All right. This is where your mind should be focused at. All right. As soon as I find it, let me just go and grab it out. I got the book right here. This is second Esdras chapter 2 and verse 42. I Esdras saw upon Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. All right. And that's this is a part of where you want to be, praising Yahushua with songs, saying, thank you, Lord, for allowing me to escape the destruction, the death of America. All right. All right. It says here, and in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was exalted and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. This is where you want to receive that crown. You want to be at that table with the Lord drinking wine. You want to get that crown that's made that strictly directly from the heavens for you, right? These are the places where our mind should be, man, because this place here causes us to be down, weary, depressed, stressed the fuck out. Some people probably in their mindsets they want to commit suicide, man. All right. This is the trials of the world, man, especially when you know what's coming on the other side, man. All right. There's one more scripture I want to get. All right, this is Romans chapter 8, and it's verse 16. It says, the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And if then children, then heirs of Yahweh and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together. All right, we gotta suffer and go through the things that we're gonna have to go through, because the scriptures say in Acts 14:22 that through much tribulation that you shall enter into the kingdom, man. All right, so you're gonna go through trials and tribulations to enter into that rest. Okay, but the mark at the end of the day is that goal that you set for yourself, or the Lord has set for you, that you're going to endure if you're a part of the elect, that you're going to get to, man. All right. I'm not talking about the MOTB. All right. I'm not talking about the C-hip. Okay. And again, the C-hip is something that you need to stay away from. Don't take it. It's not beneficial for you. But the mark that I'm talking about is a goal that's set for you to receive at the end of your salvation, to be delivered, which you're going to receive as when you're delivered, man, that crown, to drink wine with the Lord, to be joint heirs with the Lord, to rule a portion in the Lord's kingdom, man. Okay. All right. It says here, verse 18, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Okay. The glory of the Lord, man. Everything that the Lord has, we're going to get. Psalms, the 2nd chapter. Okay. The Lord got to, let me just go ahead and grab it. This is a part of what it is that we're going to receive as men of the Lord, right? This is Psalms 2:8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and thou shalt and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. This is part of the goal. This is part of what it is that we're going to receive. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, and that it doesn't say and Salakia, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a vessel, like a potter's vessel. All right. This is what it is that we're going to receive from the Lord, because this is what the Lord's inheritance is. We're going to be joint heirs with the Lord. So the mark is salvation. The mark that I'm speaking of specifically in regards to a goal, all right, is salvation, not the MOTB. All right. There's a difference in those words. All right. When you look them up in the Greek, I'm speaking about the goal, the end point of where you want to be. All right. When the Lord comes back, you should want to be beamed up in the chariot. All right. Let me grab one more. This is Revelations. This is Revelation 15:2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten victory over the beast and over the image and over his mark and over the number of his name stand on the sea of glass, having harps of Yahweh, and they were singing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Yahweh power almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of the saints. And this is what you want to be singing unto the Lord, because this is what those men that Ezra saw getting crowned sing unto the Lord. You should want to be in that state, man. This is something that I need to meditate more on, man, because this is my goal. This is what I want for myself. I have a family, man, that I want to be delivered. Okay. You shouldn't want yourself and your family to be caught up in this famine, this pestilence, this disease, and most importantly, the wrath of Yahweh Shai when he comes. Okay. So Lord will, you was edified. Keep your mind on the goal, the mark. All right. The end state in which you want it to be for yourself and for your family when you get delivered out of here, man. Not the MOTB. The MOTB, again, is something that you should stay away from. Okay. And that it has that word mark here in Revelations as well, but it's saying it in a different state. Okay. I don't mean the MOTB. I don't mean the Karagma. I mean the goal that you have set for yourself spiritually, man, which is to be delivered out of here. So Lord, we was edified. Call I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Hearty shalom to the hopeful elect. Kwam Yasharala Mawafla Babar by Amahar Adawan Yahushai Shalom.